Hello, everybody. You know what time it is. And I want you to know I've got your back and it's all going to be okay. I promise you that. Listen, we are having a great day today. Here in Central New York, weather was phenomenal. I mean, give me some likes if you thought today was an absolute fantastic day. Beautiful day, right? Got out there to enjoy that today, and I was glad to see a lot of people too out and about. One of the things that we did today was got family dinner ordered out for that and brought it home because you can't eat it in anywhere. But we ended up getting the family style meal from Giorgio's in New Hartford. And we've gotten food from there before. We've had some things catered. We've eaten in there. Fabulous food. Love Giorgio's. If you haven't been there, you got to go there. One of the big things they've done is they've had this family style dinner that they've been doing. And it was like $39.95, I think, for a week or two. They did up the price just a little bit. It's $44.95 now, but well worth it. They've got some great food items in there. We got and it was a half tray of chicken franchise, and that was awesome. Also came with a half tray of greens, a salad we got with that with their homemade vinaigrette, and also a fresh baked loaf of garlic bread. Phenomenal deal, well worth it. Highly recommend it. Get to Giorgio's, get some dinner, and we were able to sit down around the table. Another night, absolutely loved it, and taking advantage of this opportunity we have to come together as a family. And I'm telling you, it's all going to be okay, and just celebrate all the great things and the blessings that we do have right now. So yesterday, for those of you that tuned in live or watched it on replay, I was talking about getting trolled on my business page about chiropractic questionably being an essential service. So there was also something that came out yesterday, because I got trolled actually 2 days ago. I talked about it yesterday. But yesterday, talking about chiropractic as an essential service, the Department of Homeland Security released a statement that chiropractic is an essential service. So not only is New York saying it, not only is New York's governor, not only are the state associations, as well as national associations, international associations, but the gosh darn Department of Homeland Security recommending and saying that chiropractic care is an essential service. So thankful to be able to provide the care to support all of those people in our community that need chiropractic care, the people on the front lines, the families that we take care of, and really taking the stress off of the medical system that is stressed and will continue to be stressed throughout this crisis. And knowing that we're able to provide that care to keep people safe and well naturally without having to go to the medical system and overwhelm them in this desperate state already. So thankful to be able to do that. Hey, Mark, I see you commenting, and great to see you on board today, Mark. And, I was talking with Mark and Lisa Schremp yesterday about being optimistic through this whole crisis. And that's just kind of how I am. And one of the things that I'm looking at is saying, I'm looking forward to how we come through this as a society, as a community, as humanity worldwide. What positive things are going to come from this pandemic? What type of innovations are going to come from it? What improvements are we going to note and be able to experience because of it? Tragically, people will get sick. People are going to die. That's the fact of the matter. As a humanity, as a society, we've been through tragedies in the past. But what has happened after that? Has society and humanity improved? Right? And that's where I've just got to look and say, what positive is going to come from this? that there has to be some silver lining. There's got to be something positive that comes from it. And there's great minds, great thinkers, great people putting effort into it. And that's what I want to look forward to 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, where we can reflect and look back and say what's better because of this tragedy. And so that's what I'm looking forward to, and that we will get through this. It will all be okay. And I'm looking for greatness there. And let's see here. Jill is saying essential, especially with us on our computers, so much more. Yeah, your neck. Yeah, so yeah, people definitely need chiropractic care, no doubt for that essentialness. Gary, I was actually talking about a virtual adjustment, and I'm not sure if it was yesterday, I think maybe, or someone else, and saying that, I could literally FaceTime you tonight, Gary. We could have a conversation. I could look at your posture. I could tell you what's off. We could have that sort of consultation as well. But gosh darn it, I cannot push through the phone and make the adjustment, Gary. I cannot turn your power on, Gary. I'm sorry, my friend. I have to make a road trip. Come down and see you once we're able to travel. By the way, if you haven't heard, Rhode Island did shut down their borders to New Yorkers, and it was lifted. But I was talking with my cousin, Jessica, who lives in Rhode Island, and she was saying that one of her good friend's parents from New York were going to visit her parents, and they ended up getting pulled over as soon as they crossed the border. They're from New York. They were pulled over, detained, and told, they actually then were quarantined and told they couldn't leave Rhode Island. Imprisoned in Rhode Island. They were going there to just spend time and support their daughter. How about what we've been able to go through as a society and the challenges we've had? And anybody ever go secondhand store? Anybody ever go thrifting? How about, have you been to a Salval? I'll tell you, Salvation Army stores are some of the best deals around. Some great things, great finds. Had a lot of fun going to them. It was terrible that the one in Utica closed down, but they got to put the new hospital somewhere. There's still one in Chittenango, one in Herkimer. We've hit them in other states and had fun at Salvation Armies. Just a lot of fun at their thrift stores. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, all over. But listen, if you've been to a thrift store and you've touched all the stuff in there and you've had the clothes and you've tried on the clothes, if you've touched any of that stuff at a thrift store and you've made it out alive, that's your immune system working, partner. All right, you can survive it. We have, somebody posted, I saw in a group about hockey equipment. And if you've lived through having hockey equipment or touching somebody's stinky hockey equipment, then you're going to survive. You're going to make it through this. And one of the other things too about contact and transmission of this novel virus is that they are saying that the main mode of transmission is through aerosol droplets from coughing or sneezing, or if you're talking and going from person to person in a close proximity, or actually contacting them, touching them, and having the fluid exchange. But they're not seeing the surface-to-surface contact transmission, or through like clothes, and they're finding that the virus isn't stable, especially on natural fibers, that it actually breaks down. It's more stable on plastics. So like if you got say plastic fibers, nylon, rayon, I don't know, polystyrene, I don't know, that's foam, like for insulation. Anyway, if you've got, say, cotton or jeans and something like that the virus is less stable on those things. I was just reading a study, I think it was 2 days ago, and it was in Medscape, and they were talking about the stability of coronavirus and where they were measuring, doing studies to see doctors who were engaging with coronavirus patients and if they were retaining that. And so the gloves and the gowns were getting tossed and thrown away. They couldn't test that. Well, what they did is they swabbed the goggles, the glasses, the face shield of the doctors and the healthcare workers that were engaging those patients. They also swabbed the face mask, and they also swabbed their shoes. And that they found in all three of those incidents all three of those locations, that they had zero indicators of coronavirus that was there. So they're finding that that there's actually a lack of that stability on surfaces. And now there's certainly also studies that are showing that it will last, like I was saying, in certain areas, but that there is some promise to it, that we, and what I mean by that is the promise is that we're taking measures of precaution and putting up barriers to help protect us, as well as protect those that we are serving, the people that are caring for others. So, there's some positive things that are being done with the methods and that we're taking. One of which, social distancing. I have a question about that. There's actually this new social distancing happy hour I noticed, and I noticed it twice today. One was behind Don's Rock in Clinton. I figure the guys probably are still like, we're getting together and I'm having a beer. And another one was at a construction site I was driving by. And in both instances, there's the truck bed, and on either side, there was a guy standing, and they both had a bottle of beer and they're drinking. So I imagine from one side of the truck bed to the other is 6 feet. So they got their social distance. And you know what? Dude's got to hang out and get relaxed. So it's truck bed pickup truck happy hour going on these days. That was interesting. Oh, I love milkshakes. Not as much as yogurt, but I love milkshakes. And if I'm going to have a milkshake, I want it malted. I love my malt milkshake, and it's chocolate is my primary one. I'll go to pistachio as a secondary option. That being said, hello, Marcy. Good to see you. And milkshakes. I was thinking, man, milkshakes bring all the boys to the yards. Damn right, it's better than yours. So I was thinking about milkshakes. Like, milkshakes don't shake. Who's shaking milkshakes? What's that all about? You don't shake milkshakes. You put it in the blender. So you're not shaking the milkshake. So I had to do a little research. And what I found is this. Milkshakes started 10 years. That's 10 years prior to chiropractic. That's right. Milkshake started 10 years prior to chiropractic. So what year was that? I'll wait. Anybody want to give me the answer? I'm looking for the comments. Come on, Marcy. What year were milkshakes invented? What was the year? 10 years prior to chiropractic. And Irene, yeah, Voss's milkshakes are bomb. Absolutely love them. So, yes, memes. Bring it, Emerson. Bring the memes. The answer to the year was very good, Marcy. 1885 was the first year of milkshakes. And, of course, back then they didn't have the refrigeration and freezing technology like we have these days. So what it really was is milkshake. The original milkshake was eggnog. They would take milk, warm milk. They take eggs, crack that in there, and they would take whiskey, and they would shake it up. That's your first milkshake. It was an alcoholic drink. Yep. So all these boozy milkshakes that are popular these days, that then they add in like candy bars mixed into it as well. Yeah, the original milkshake was actually an alcoholic drink. That's right. Mm-hmm. So then what happened was in 1900, they started flavoring them with chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla syrups, still not having ice cream involved in the mix until a few more years down the road. The electric blender was invented in 1922 because prior to 1922, they were shaking that. They were shaking that shit. Milkshake brings the boys to the yard. Damn right, it's better than yours. All right. So, 1922, electric blender comes into play. And then, 1936, the ice cream maker comes into play. Then they start adding the ice cream into it, and they're blending that stuff. And then someone patents how to make multiple milkshakes all at once, getting that thing going like high speed, crank it out. And who bought the rights to that? Where is probably the most number of milkshakes sold worldwide? What company? Anybody want to answer with that one? What company sells the most milkshakes worldwide? Anyone? Waiting. Don't say it yet. Irene says don't say it yet. Very good, Renee. McDonald's is the answer. Ray Kroc bought the rights to the electric multiple milkshake mixer in 1950, bought the rights to that, and boom, exploded milkshake sales nationwide at the time. There you go. So there's a little history of the milkshake, in case you're wondering why it was originally a milkshake. But I was saying, why do we call it a milkshake? It should be a milk blend. It should be milk blend. Don't call it what it's not. And so then I want to tell you about the new thing that pisses me off is stupid marketing and things that people fall for. They're like, oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. That increases the value of what I'm buying. So one of the things, how many people have heard of hand-spun milkshakes? Hand-spun. It's the biggest bullshit you're sold in the milkshake business. Hand-spun? Do you see someone back there going, woo, spinning that? No. They take the glass, the cup, the metal thing, and they go, and they put it like this, so it's spinning. They don't hand spin it. But you know what? They charge, because up on the sign it says, hand-spun milkshakes, $7. That's bullshit. Hand-spun. You buy it. And you're like, oh, wow, this is high-quality milkshake. This is hand-spun. Someone's doing it by hand. No shit! No shit someone's doing it by hand. Someone has to take it by the hand and make it. It's not coming out of the machine automatically. Bullshit marketing. And you pay for it. You pay for it. Increases sales, though. Hand-spun milkshakes. Next time you're out wanting a milkshake and you see the hand-spun milkshake, you're going to say, that's Sheridan Mish. He's a funny MF. That's right. That's what you're going to say. Solar farms. They're popping up all over the place. All over the place. Solar farms are ugly. It's ugly. Put it on your roof. Put it on the side of your house. It looks like crap, but do it for yourself. I don't like solar farms. I'm going to be a hater. Right now I'm telling you, I hate them. I don't like them one bit. I don't care where you put them. Maybe in the desert where I can't see, or put it on a dump that has already been shut down and closed, and it's taking up space and doing nothing but emitting gas. But solar farms are ugly. They take up all sorts of natural resources. And does anybody think for a second here, because I go to extremes. That's one of my favorite songs by Billy Joel. I go to extremes. That's me. I'm one end or the other. If you didn't figure it out from my videos, some nights you get, I'm very serious and talking very slow and calmly. And other nights I'm like, spaz! That's it. I go to extremes. But take the extremes, solar farms. If you took an infinite number of solar farms and put them out across the country, right, and you just took up all of the farmland, all of the grass, and you set up solar farms, and you're like, yeah, we're getting all this electric energy. Now, mind you, to build those, you need to absolutely destroy and mine places to get the resources to build these. But you do that, and you build them in an infinite number of places, and you take up all the farmland, all the grass. Now, how are you going to feed this human population that keeps going up, and when you can't produce enough food? And now you're taking away the Earth's ability to transform carbon dioxide into oxygen by plants, because you're tearing up forests. People talk about the rainforest getting tore up because McDonald's is having cows raised down there so they can have their beef. But nobody says anything about the solar farm that just took up 300 acres of your land where there's grass that wildlife was eating and trees and forests that was out there, so somebody can build a solar farm. Nobody says a word about that because that's clean energy. You just destroyed all of this living space for animals. And all of our carbon dioxide that we're breathing out, that animals are breathing out, isn't getting transformed into oxygen. So you're actually creating an oxygen shortage because of your solar farms. I don't like it one bit. I don't like them. Don't like them. Okay. What are the indicators that we are waiting for? What are the indicators that we're waiting for to get back together again? Now, I'm not saying to go out and be irresponsible, but what are the indicators? When are they, whoever they is, when are they going to tell us that we can go back to doing the things that we want to do. I want to know when I can get back in the hockey rink. I want to know when I can go to skate and shoot. I got back into playing men's league this year. I was cut down in my prime. Listen, I want to get back on the ice. I want to see people doing 5Ks. I want to see people doing fun runs. I want to see people doing fundraiser runs. I mean, how many nonprofits are taking a hit because you can't have these charity 5K runs? This is something that we need social connection. When can we get back out there? What's the indicators that you're looking for? Because I want to see that. I want to be a part of it. I want to see us get back together as a society, as a community. And when can we get to work, to malls, to the gym, to doing our hobbies, our sports, our events, right? Schools. And when can we get back to that? And I'm not saying that we should rush. And I'm not saying to be irresponsible. But what I want to know is, what are the indicators? Because they say they have a plan, and I call bullshit. Because if you had a plan, you'd be able to say, listen, we know it's going to go up. We know it's going to come down. And when it hits this point, that's when we're going to say, free to go back. They have no flipping clue. No clue. And we're just along for the ride. And whenever they decide that we can go back to doing those things, is this going to be just all wide open? Just go back to it? Today's the day. Everything's open? Or are they going to let it unfold like they took it away from us? They took away our rights and freedoms. Are they going to slowly give those back? Or are they just give it to it all at once? They haven't said, because they don't have a plan. They tell you they do. I call bullshit. Bullshit. And I also will tell you this, and I talked about this before, when they do let us go back, when they do have people go back together, whenever that is, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 6 months, keep us separate for a year. I don't care. I'm still going to keep coming on here and telling you it's all going to be okay, right? I'm not going to stop. I'm here to tell you that it will be. But I'm telling you this too, when we do go back, people will be sick. I said this before. I called it the rebound effect. People are going to get sick, and not just with the coronavirus, because that will spike again whenever we go back. But people will get the cold, and people are going to be coughing and sneezing, and people are going to think they got the coronavirus, and people are going to get the flu, and people think they got coronavirus, and there's going to be this massive wave of overloading again, and I'm concerned that they're going to say, well, bring it all back, and we're going to be back in this predicament. They don't have a plan. They have no clue. They can't see 2 days ahead. And the reason why I know that, besides the fact that they can't tell us anything, any idea, the other reason why is that they have no clue, because every step of the way they've been telling us one thing, and then later that afternoon it changes. And then tomorrow you wake up and it changes again. I'll tell you what, just go look and see about personal protective equipment. How long should you be wearing a mask? Should you be wearing gloves? Should you take them off? Should you change them? Some people they were changing them every room. And some people were saying you don't need masks. Higher up people are saying you don't need masks. And then all of a sudden, whoa, no, you do. And then there's some people saying that they have no clue. It's back and forth. But I'm telling you, it's all going to be okay. And with that said, I promise you this. When this all opens back up, you better look out, because anybody that knows me, that's been with me forever, back when I was 18 years old, and Irene and I had our daughter when we were young, and Irene's working nights, and she's working full-time, and I'm working full-time, and a part-time job, and going to college, and we're throwing parties at our house in South Utica. Yeah. And we still party and bring it down, man. We bring the house down. I'm telling you this. Y'all better be ready. And everybody's invited. When this shit blows over, I'm going to throw the most epic party. Epic. That I've ever thrown. So, you better update Webster's dictionary to include get mished. Mished is a verb, and y'all gonna know about it. I Promise you that. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for taking the time. I want to absolutely love and thank you for your interaction, feedback, comments. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm telling you right now, it's all going to be okay. I will see you tomorrow.